Good head coach of Dartmouth, getting ready for another 2017 track season. Last time the guys were out there, they got 25th at NCAA. So what has the transition been coming off of November? What do they do in December getting ready for their 2017 track season?
We're obviously optimistic that the success in cross country will translate to success in track. We got back to the NCAAs, the guys took their fall semester finals, then they went home for 5 weeks. So they've been doing a lot of base training. That seemed to go pretty well. We'll have people do a Rustbuster 3000 at the Dartmouth Relays tomorrow. Then after that, we'll start looking for some of the bigger meets ahead, like the Terrier Classic and the Valentine's Invitational.
So what do you tell the guys when they have 5 weeks off? You know, you're not there coaching them, you know, you're kind of just coaching remotely. So how do you kind of make sure that they don't get fat, they don't eat too much, you know, Thanksgiving dinner or Christmas ham?
It's usually the other extreme for us. Distance runners are pretty focused people there. If I tell someone to run 70 miles a week, most of the guys are going to say, if Barry said 70 is good, 80 is probably better. So I'm usually more concerned about guys doing too much there. And plus, December is a great time just for doing base training. We do very few workouts. We toss in a tempo run and a fartlek once in a while. I just want them to rest up from cross country, rebuild their volume, and we'll start getting serious now in January.
And sometimes it's always fun as a fan, even when, as an athlete and a fan, seeing fast times in January, even in December. You know, some kids ran sub-4 in December. So how do you approach making sure that, you know, you want to run fast, but you also don't want to peak too early? So how do you kind of deal with that balance of wanting the competition to run fast, but also not go too hard?
You do it a couple ways. One is how you put the guys' race schedule together. Our distance guys are probably going to race 4 times during the course of the indoor season. If you spread your meets out, you have a much better chance of not having people peak too soon. And second, that's part of the coaching deal. What workouts do you give people in January? If you're banging out speed work the first week in January, it's going to be pretty hard to sustain that till the end of February. But if you're doing tempo runs and long intervals and everything, I think you can peak at the right time later on in the season.
And not only is Dartmouth, you know, running in the NCAA, but running in the Ivy League is a unique experience. I've seen the championship meets are very fun, very ecstatic. So you have a tri-meet coming up with Columbia and Yale. So how do you, what's the vibe of those type of meets? You know, you see like the Harvard-Yale Princeton meet that happened in cross country. You know, you have a tri-meet here. What's like, how do kids get up? Like, what's the vibe of those type of meets?
I think those meets are really important, not just for us, but I would love every college team to have a meet like that. Because so many college athletes today, they only focus on what their PR is, or where they hit a qualifying standard. They don't pay attention to what place they're in or what the rest of the team is doing. When we have a tri-meet like Yale and Columbia, even if a kid is finishing 4th place in the long jump, that matters because they just scored a point for our team. And as coaches, we emphasize the team score. I'm really looking forward to that meet this year because it's going to New York City Armory. Wonderful venue, and that's where HEPs are going to be at. So it gives us a kind of a run through for that, shows how we stack up against 2 other Ivy League schools, and starts mentally getting people prepared for the fact that, hey, in track we love PRs, but at the end of the day, we want people wearing a Dartmouth uniform to score points for Dartmouth and to care about scoring points for Dartmouth.
And you're here watching a bunch of high school kids running on your track. What's that like? Doing like mini recruiting? What's the vibe as a coach, a collegiate coach, watching all this high school action on the track?
At this meet, I have to wear a lot of different hats. You know, the first one's being the meet director, just trying to make sure that the meet stays on time and the entry procedures go and all the other millions of details. As a fan, I just like watching fast people run. I think we had 5 high school meet records set between Friday and Saturday. I think that's great. It's great for the kids to set their records, and it's great for the meet. The recruiting part certainly does exist. You know, high school coaches will come by and say, hey, Barry, you should really keep an eye on John Smith or wherever it happens to be there. And we can start recruiting earlier now than we ever have been. We're actually legally allowed by the NCAA to call kids after September 1st of their junior year. So at a meet like this, I'm paying close attention to juniors because we wanted to be able to go early decision.
Cool. Well, best of luck at Dartmouth Relays tomorrow and ultimately at HEPs come end of February.
Thanks, Vernon. Have a good one.